happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's starting 11 prediction time for the big one tomorrow away against Dortmund in the Champions League. So much to look forward to with this game. The atmosphere is going to be incredible over there. It's one of the most iconic stadiums in world football. I know that a lot of the fans going over there are saying that this is the sort of stadium that's on your bucket list, so it's going to be brilliant to see Celtic play in this stadium. It's obviously been the best part of 30 odd years since we last faced Borussia Dortmund, and we go into the game in brilliant shape. We're playing so well domestically off the back of that 6-0 win over St Johnstone, where we played some absolutely exhilarating football going forward. Some of the free-flowing attacking moves are an absolute joy to watch, but when we're against the ball, the intensity of the team's been absolutely remarkable. The defensive intensity we're showing means we're also keeping lots of clean sheets, and Kasper Schmeichel doesn't have a lot of work to do, but that's domestic football. We're in a brilliant form, but can we take all of those elements of the game that we're doing so well at domestic level and bring that in to this Champions League level away against a really difficult team, Champions League finalists, in a difficult stadium, a really hard place to go, a game at the highest level? Can we take everything that we've been doing so well and show that belief and have the quality in the key moments in the game to try and get something from it? That's the big challenge for the team. Obviously, it looks so plain sailing given how well we're playing, but this is the toughest test so far this season. To go away against a team like Dortmund is such a difficult ask, but we couldn't be in any better shape, any better form. If you think about a Celtic team going into an away game in Europe, we could not be in better shape, but again, we've seen it time and time again over the years. That doesn't always translate because the step up to this level is so high. Dortmund are obviously not in a great form of their own. Yuri Sahin's took over. They did get beat heavily by Stuttgart last week. They did have to come from 2-0 down against Bochum on Friday night. If you can look at the preview show, I'll link it up here, that we did on Dortmund for more detail on them and how they're playing. But it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking it's a great time to play them, we've got to go and get a result, and somehow you think the game's going to be easier than it actually might be. This is going to be tough, but we've got all the ingredients we need to go and give them a real game, make a game of it and try and come away with a result if we can put in a really high level of performance. I think in terms of the team for Celtic, it almost picks itself because we're playing so well, and off the back of that performance at the weekend, you see no reason for Brendan Rodgers to make significant changes to it. Obviously, Cameron Carter-Vickers missed out with this toe injury that he's got, so that's the big question mark. Is he going to make it? Is he going to be fit? But I think the team generally picks itself, so we'll run through it and we'll start in goals with Kasper Schmeichel. Again, we're going to need a big performance from him, you would think, in this game. Dortmund are going to have huge spells, you would expect, of pressure. They're going to have chances, and Schmeichel's going to need to make saves. He's not had to do that very often domestically so far because the team's playing so well, but as I say, this is a real step up for us, and he's going to need to have a good performance. I said this when he first joined, I feel like he's got one of those performances in him where he might make 4 or 5 blinding saves, and he can have an absolutely unbelievable performance that pushes over the line and gets us a result in a game like this, the way we've seen Fraser Forster do, the way we've seen Artur Boruc do at times as Celtic goalkeepers. I think he's got that in him, and I hope he can do that tomorrow night. Back four, Johnstone at right back, playing so well, Alistair Johnstone. I thought some of his passing in that game against St Johnstone at the weekend was absolutely brilliant. Nice to see him get the armband as well when Callum McGregor went off. Usually Carter-Vickers would take that, but he's been out. Joe Hart would have taken it last year. Forrest was on the pitch at the time as well, so it's a really nice fella in the cap, Alistair Johnstone, to wear the armband for a short period of time, but he's playing so well. He's a big player for us. We need him to have a really good night. He could be up against the likes of Adeyemi on the left-hand side for Dortmund, who's really quick and will give him problems. So he's going to need to be right on it defensively, but he's playing so well just now. The big one at centre-half, I'm going to put Cameron Carter-Vickers in. Now, as I'm making this video, Brendan Rodgers hasn't confirmed if he's going to be fit. I just have a feeling that it could have been precautionary to leave him out at the weekend. We know that he's playing through this pain. It doesn't seem like it's an injury that needs work done to it. Brendan Rodgers wasn't really clear on it, but it didn't seem like it was something that he might need surgery on or anything. But he just seems to be playing through the pain for most of the games this season. I think you could see that. Obviously, he missed the open part of training before the Rangers game, and Brendan Rodgers said he's in a lot of pain against Bratislava as well. So I think it's just something he's managing. I think this game is one he's going to want to play in, and hopefully he's going to be ready. We know that if he's fit and he's willing to play, Brendan Rodgers will want to put him in because he's such a huge player for us defensively. And again, to come back to it, we're going to be tested defensively in this game. We need our strongest team out there, and Carter Vickers is one of the first names on the team sheet for us. So I'm going to go with it. Maybe more in hope than expectation, but I hope the big man gets in there. Scales and Taylor to complete the back four. Again, I suppose we're waiting to hear about Taylor 100%. He came off with tightness in his calf, and Vi replaced him at half-time against St Johnstone. I think if he's fit and he's good to go, Greg Taylor will definitely play. And again, like I've said with Schmeichel and Carter Vickers, the same goes for the rest of the back four. They need to have big nights. They need to defend so well. They need to be so concentrated against the quality that Dortmund have got, both in midfield, but the pace up front. In terms of the danger men, they've got to be so switched on, so concentrated. They've got to defend manfully for 90, 95 minutes if we are to get a result here tomorrow. Midfield, McGregor, Engels, and no doubt I think Paulo Bernardo will keep his place after that performance at the weekend. There's been debate about whether he would replace Hatate. It did happen against St Johnstone. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He scores a great goal, the second goal. We work it really well. Kyogo is a lovely first time knockback to him, but he just works it onto his right foot and hits a lovely dipping shot into the bottom corner. A great assist for Maeda's goal as well, which I think was the fifth one on the night. Really good first touch out of his feet, perfectly timed cross. He protects the ball so well, and again, like I touched on at the weekend, that start of him having the most high intensity pressures in the Champions League group stage last season tells you the kind of work you get from Bernardo off the ball. And again, when you come to this step up in level away against a team like this, we're going to have defensive work to do. The boys in midfield are going to have to work tirelessly. Track runners, be really switched on and concentrated, the same as the back four. And I think you get better defensive work out of Bernardo than you do with Hatate. I don't think Rio's quite at the top of his game just now. He'd probably admit that himself. He just looks a wee bit short, lacking in sharpness. The usual crisp in his passing's just not there. He doesn't look at his top level, and it's really good that we've got this competition where Bernardo can come in, and he has been performing, so I don't think there's any doubt that Bernardo will get the nod tomorrow. Engels in midfield, a big one for him, coming from the Bundesliga, getting a chance to play against Dortmund in a Champions League game. I think the thing with Engels, he looks like he's got really good running power in midfield. That's something you need at this level. We've touched on it time and time again over the past few seasons and years gone by. We need to be strong in midfield. We need to have running power. I think that's something that he does bring to the team. We've seen his technical quality in terms of his passing, his set-piece delivery. He brings a lot to the team. He looks so well-rounded. He looks mature. We're going to need a big performance from him. Hopefully he feels like he's got a point to prove again. Just arriving at Celtic from the Bundesliga on the big stage, can he go and show everybody why he's a top player and why Celtic spent that money on him? And McGregor in there as well. Those three are going to have to work so well together, be so switched on up against the Dortmund midfield. And again, if they can do that and win that battle, at least for some big spell in the game, hopefully we've got a good chance of getting a result. Front three unchanged: Kuhn, Maeda, Kyogo. Nicholas Kuhn's putting up some ridiculous numbers right now for us in terms of assists and goals. Absolutely blowing the numbers that he had in the back end of last season out of the water. He looks so dangerous. Again, he's one with a point to prove. He's German. He was at Bayern Munich as a kid. Can he come into a game like this against Dortmund in the Champions League and show everybody back home for him why he's a player, why he belongs at this level? And that's got to be a good motivation for him. He's playing so well. He's just got to bring it to this game. And like always in these games, it's not going to be like Bratislava, where we did end up having lots of chances to score. We might not get so many, even though Dortmund's defence does look questionable at the minute. we might not get so many chances. The front three have to be ruthless in their attacking moments, in their one-on-one situations, in the big chances in the game. We've got to be ruthless, and hopefully Kuhn can continue his brilliant form. Dyson Maeda on the left-hand side, you know you're going to get 100% intensity out of him in terms of pressing Dortmund and putting them under pressure, and I think that's something that Dortmund look like they're not dealing well with at the minute. So we need a big performance from him. He gets a goal again at the weekend. I think that part of his game's getting slightly better. We know we're never going to eradicate the sort of wayward crosses that he has from time to time, and the sometimes poor finishing, but I think he's becoming a wee bit more polished in front of goal. But tomorrow it's going to be all about his intensity in the game, making it really difficult for that Dortmund backline, disrupting them, putting under pressure, hopefully winning the ball back high for us and giving us chances in on Dortmund's goal, and Kyogo through the middle. Gets a double at the weekend. I thought he was really, really good. That'll do his confidence the world of good. I think the first goal's most important because he's running through on the goalkeeper one-on-one. Those are the chances that he's fluffed recently. And then the header's a brilliant, brilliant header. I wanted him to get a hat-trick, but he only really that one half chance in the second half where he put it over with his left foot. But a big game for him. Again, you're looking for real high pressing intensity from him to put Dortmund under pressure. And if he gets the chances, he needs to bury them at this level. So there you go. That's the team I think Brendan Rodgers will go with. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll be back with you tomorrow with full-time reaction from Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund. Thank you.